Here's a simple budget build for floor 100 of hard Doom Tower against the Scarab King. It actually works throughout all of the Scarab King floors on hard Doom Tower, or easy Doom Tower, at that matter. Finally, he sleeps here. Today we're going to look at a budget build for a solo using epic Vergis against the Scarab King in Doom Tower. First though, make sure you subscribe here at YouTube. Turn on notifications so you never miss when a video goes live. It's cheap, it's easy, it's free. It does make a big difference here at the channel. Alright, so let's take a look at this. This is floor 100 of the hard Doom Tower against the Scarab King. This is the team that I'm using for this, and the key component here is Vergis, and he is a epic that's not that rare within the game. A lot of people have him. He ends up going into people's vault. He might be used as a faction guardian, you know, a duplicate, just to give a few other epics from his faction a chance in the game, because he's really not good for anything. There's no real area of the game where he shines except against Scarab King when he's built properly. So this is the build up to get to Scarab King. You're building a team where you're going to eventually have him against the Scarab King with a lot of HP and his ability to solo against it. Okay, so on him, the way he's built is he needs to have a set of destroy gear on. Now, the destroy does is it destroys the max HP by 40% of the damage dealt. That's the normal mechanics of the gear set. Scarab King has that purple shield that you have to break through in order to start whittling down on him. You can either throw in a champion that automatically destroys HP, or put somebody in destroy set. And what it does is it, once you break through that, or just start to break through the shield, then you can start damaging the Scarab King. But if you deplete that purple shield completely, then you can actually start putting major damage in on the Scarab King. So the way this works with the solo is we are going to slowly whittle away at that purple shield until it's completely gone, and then Vergis can come in and do a decent amount of damage. It's going to take a really long time. This is not a slow build or a slow completion of this floor. This is just a matter to get through it to move on to the next one. This is not something I would use to farm unless you had it built. You'd have to have some tremendous gear on him to make it work. So you have to have one set of destroy. I've got a set of immortal on him as well to be able to add back some of his HP each time. I focused high on HP on this, even though his skills are based on defense. His attack on A1 is damage is based on defense. Instead, still went with heavy HP. So he's got defense gloves, HP shield or chest plate, and then speed here on his boots. The HP, as you can see, some of these, there's HP percentage, HP crit rate, HP. Tried to focus as much on the HP as possible, smattering of defense as well. But you can see his resist is very high. I've got his resist at 320, was it 332? 332 full resist. Is that what it is? 332? Wow, I can do math. That needs to be at a minimum of like 325. Bare minimum. Higher is better. Speed, you also bare minimum of about 178 on his speed. The higher the speed, the better. For masteries, though, do have the, where's it at? The increased speed by 8 for each dead. Was it haste? Is that what it is? What's it called? Spirit haste. Yeah, increases speed by 8 for each dead ally. Stacks up to 24. So once he goes to solo, you're adding 24 speed into him. And the key on that speed, the reason it's so important, is you want to be able to go 1-for-1 with the Scarab King when you get to that point. So these are minimum numbers to make this work. Speed, HP, and resistance are your three most important. Now, you see I skipped out on crit rate, and the crit damage is low. This was just a quick build. I mean, I don't even have, I have 5-star gear here for the helmet and the chest plate. So, you know, I can definitely bump this up. There's not a lot of upgrades here on this as well. This was just putting them together to get minimum numbers to make this work. The other champions that are in this build are not near as important as Vergis. This is just what I put together to make it work. Baron to help control the waves, 2 revivers just to keep everybody alive all the way up to the final. Pythion there is adding the resist with his aura, an additional 60 resist, which is where that number for Vergis actually gets to where you need it to be, as long as you've got enough resist to get you through. A good resist aura does help for this as well. Taragi the Frog is another one that you can actually use to solo against the Scarab King, but the build on Taragi to get him to be able to solo is a much more difficult build than Vergis, in my opinion. The big thing on Vergis, besides his resist and HP and speed, is you need to have his passive fully booked, which is going to throw down a shield and continuous heal every time he goes. This is why he can solo. This is the most important factor in the whole thing. This is why he is worth something for this level of Doom Tower as compared to every other area in the game. When his passive is fully booked, it places a shield buff on this champion equal to 10% of their max HP for 2 turns whenever this champion loses 10% or more of their max HP from a single hit. So now, once it's set up and his active effect places those continuous heal on there for every 2 turns, that's how he stays alive throughout the course of this attack. All right, so here we are laid in. It's just Vergis. Everyone else is dead, and this is where the solo comes in. And we're at 19 minutes, and you can see it has taken a very, very, very long time for Vergis to slowly deplete that purple shield. And once the purple shield goes down, then he can start to lay down some decent damage on the Scarab King. And it is 1-for-1 at this speed because of all of the dead allies. His passive is keeping him healed. His passive is keeping him under a shield, so we're no longer dealing with the big attacks coming from Scarab King. It is just a matter of it's basically a battle of attrition. Who's gonna last the longest? And as long as you have that HP there, and you've built him for HP, forget defense as your priority. HP is more important because we need to keep him in this fight. This is definitely going to take quite a while to get him where he needs to be to this point. I mean, we're over 20 minutes on this attack, but right now, as you can see, it's just 1v1 all the way through, and just slowly taking the power down on the Scarab King. Okay, 22 minutes, and we've got damage is actually coming down in a little bit more important than what it was. It's exponential. Once that purple shield goes, it gets easier the closer you get him to the final. As you can see, he is resisting everything that's being put down by the Scarab King. What was the total time on that? 22 minutes and 54 seconds. But that was Vergis able to solo. 1.3 million in damage is pretty decent for Vergis, for a champion that literally has no other uses in the game. If you have Vergis, if he's in your vault or you have him somewhere, pull him out, build him, throw him into the destroy set specifically to get you through these Scarab Kings. You can build him with crit rate and crit damage, put a little bit more defense on him, as long as your speed, HP, and resist hit those minimum numbers along with whatever resist aura you're putting in with your team. As long as you can get him there to those minimum requirements, he's going to be able to handle Scarab King even at the highest level, floor 100 hard Doom Tower of this rotation. And he does have one use in Raid Shadow Legends, just the one. If this helped, make sure you subscribe here at YouTube, turn on notifications so you never miss when a video goes live. Thanks a lot. I'm finally He Sleeps. As long as you guys keep watching, I'll keep making videos.